I'd like to call to order the December 4th, 2012 regular meeting of the Bowling Green Board of Commissioners. Tonight for our invocation, I've invited the Director of Hotel Inc., Rondell Miller, to come up. I think she's going to do a 60-second commercial before she actually provides the invocation. Rondell.
Thank you so much for having me this evening. Yes, this evening I have just come from our weekly homeless outreach that takes place at Riverwalk Park at the Mitch McConnell Park. And we have had the privilege over the past 8-10 weeks to meet 50 different individuals, 41 who are homeless in our community, and 9 others who are extremely poor and on the verge of homelessness. And it is a weekly outreach that we have begun. It incorporates many different components, including a medical component, referral, resources, food, clothing, helping with basic needs of shelter as well. And so it is our privilege to invite others in our community to join us in this effort with those who are homeless.
Okay.
Let us pray.
Provide our invocation. Thank you.
Dear Lord, we thank you so much for this Advent season. We thank you for this week of hope, and as we look forward to the weeks of joy and peace and love. Lord, be with those who are here tonight who conduct the business for our community. Guide them and lead them in all that we do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you. If you join me as we pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Schaller, please call the roll.
Commissioner Denning?
Here.
Commissioner Hill?
Here.
Commissioner Nash?
Here.
Commissioner Waltrip?
Here.
Mayor Wilkerson?
Here. Do we have any awards and recognitions, Mr.
I do not,
DeFeather?
Mayor.
I have one. We want to say goodbye to Assistant Chief, what is it, a Major? Is that what that is? Major Quentin Hughes, who retired December 1st. He was hired in 91, promoted to Sergeant in 99, Captain in 2004, and then Assistant Chief in 2005. We wish him well in his new position in Operation Pride. Anything else from anyone? Do you have any comments, Mr. DeFeather?
I do not, Mayor. Thank you.
No comments? Okay, we have the approval of minutes for the regular meeting of November 20th, 2012, and special meeting for November 28th, 2012.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Nash and second by Waltrip. Any comments or questions? Please call the roll.
Denning? Hill?
Yes.
Nash?
Yes.
Waltrip?
Yes.
Wilkerson?
Yes. We have a public comment section in our regular meetings, which allows members of the public to come forward and speak to the commission about any item that is not on tonight's agenda, and we invite you to do that at this time if there's anyone present. Seeing no one, we'll move right on to Ordinance 2012-39, the second reading.
Ordinance rezoning real estate. Ordinance rezoning a tract of land containing 1.56 acres from RM3 multifamily residential to GB general business located at 603 Old Morgantown Road, presently owned by PSM Enterprises Ltd. with Redco's Selkirk as contract vendee.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Waltrip and second by Hill. We discussed this considerably last time. Is there any further discussion or comments? Please call the roll.
Denning?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Nash?
No.
Waltrip?
Yes.
Wilkerson?
Yes. Second reading of Ordinance 2012-40.
Ordinance approving appointment to City Board. Ordinance approving the appointment of Donna Harmon to the Bowling Green Municipal Utilities Board.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Hill and second by Waltrip. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Denning?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Nash?
Yes.
Waltrip?
Yes.
Wilkerson?
Yes. Second reading of Ordinance 2012-41.
Ordinance relating to budget amendment. Ordinance approving amendment number 1 to the City of Bowling Green, Kentucky annual operating budget for fiscal year 2013.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Waltrip and second by Hill. Is there any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Denning?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Nash?
Yes.
Waltrip?
Yes.
Wilkerson?
Yes. Municipal Order 2012-214.
Municipal order approving the reappointment of Walter Hawkins and appointment of Michelle Tolbert to the City of Bowling Green Board of Ethics.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Nash and second by Denning. Any comments?
That second name, Mayor, William. Sir, go ahead.
I think she's watching. Go right ahead.
Is she? I have some concern about it. However, I will go ahead and support that second name.
Michelle is a former personnel director here at the city, and we all love her. She's coming back to help us out on the ethics board.
And I probably will get a call tonight
That's right.
as soon as I get home.
Please call the roll.
Denning.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Nash.
Yes.
Waltrip.
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Municipal Order 2012-215.
Municipal order approving the reappointments of Michael Simpson and Thomas Manley to the Administrative Appeals Board.
So moved.
Second. I'm sorry, third.
Motion by Hill and second by Nash. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Denning.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Nash.
Yes.
Waltrip.
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Municipal Order 2012-216.
Municipal order approving the appointment of Dr. Randy Deere to the City of Bowling Green Code Enforcement Board.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Denning and second by Nash. Any discussion? I want to thank all of these who have agreed to either be appointed or be reappointed to the boards that they serve on. They provide a valuable service to the city and appreciate their involvement. Please call the roll.
Denning.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Nash.
Yes.
Waltrip.
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Municipal Order 2012-217.
Municipal order repealing Municipal Order Number 2012-189, which authorized and accepted bid number 2013-11 for Hewlett-Packard server equipment from A-Link Technologies, LLC of Austin, Texas, in the amount of $27,305, and authorizing and accepting the bid of the next lowest bidder, Process of Lexington, Kentucky, in the amount of $30,823.37.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Nash and second by Waltrip. Mr. Febo.
Mayor, in Municipal Order 189, we awarded a bid to A-Link of Austin, Texas, and they have shown to be not a responsive bidder. They proffered a piece of equipment that they weren't able to deliver or install. We learned of that and are here tonight to say that we negate their contract and move to the second lowest bidder, which is Process of Lexington. Lynn is here if he would like to hear the nuance of how he discovered that and what the actual problem is.
I want to hear. Yes, sir.
I do have a question
Sure.
related to this, but not related to Lynn, and that is, will they be removed from the bidder list going forward?
Gene and I have been deliberating on this. We're going to, it's his recommendation that we do so.
I would support that.
Every so often you bid in good faith, and sometimes people pander a product that doesn't exist or doesn't exist as they represent it, and we're here tonight because we caught it, and we're glad to go with a product that will work. So, do you want to hear from Lynn at all? Okay.
Any
I
other
don't.
questions? All right. Thank you. Please call the roll.
Denning.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Nash.
Yes.
Waltrip.
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Municipal Order 2012-218.
Municipal order authorizing change order number 2 to the contract with AMEC Environment and Infrastructure Incorporated of Nashville, Tennessee for final design services for Butler County landfill improvements, bid number 2012-20, in the amount of $22,350.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Waltrip and second by Nash. Mr. DeFebo.
As the commission knows, we've been dealing with a leachate problem at the Butler County landfill and have been deliberating on the best appropriate long-term technology and approach to deal with that management process. We've been partnering with the Kentucky Division of Waste Management as well as a geotechnical consultant. We're here tonight to ask for another change order to look at a different evaluation methodology. It's important to realize that we received $125,000 of state money to help us with this process. This will represent an increase to our cost of around $39,494, and we're leveraging that against $125,000. Matt Powell has come tonight to answer any technical questions you may have on why this is necessary and how we'll work into a long-term strategy for us.
Any questions? I just would like to remind people that Mr. Powell's been working with the people in Frankfurt and on such a cooperative basis that they have been working in a manner to use us as an experiment for a different style of trying to capture that leachate, and I appreciate them going to that trouble with us, and I think that will earn us some brownie points later on. So thank you very much for the work, Matt. No further questions. Please call the roll.
Denning.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Nash.
Yes.
Waltrip.
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Municipal Order 2012-219.
Municipal order accepting the City of Bowling Green, Kentucky Comprehensive Annual Financial Report for the period ended June 30th, 2012, and prepared by the Department of Finance and audited by Mountjoy Chilton Medley, LLP.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Waltrip and second by Denning. Mr. Febo.
The chairman of the audit committee is here, and he's here to make a recommendation about this latest CAFR. As I can remind you, the audit committee's primary purpose is to make a recommendation to this commission about our audit. And David's here to make a few comments.
Mr. McKillop, thanks for being here.
Let's see, on September 19th, the City of Bowling Green Audit Committee met with Mountjoy, Chilton, and Medley to discuss the annual financial report. Before getting into making a few comments on that, I'd like to just say that the city once again procured the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. So kudos to Mr. Meisel and his team for achieving that for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2011. So job well done on that. The report for this year, fiscal year ended June 30th, 2012, looked excellent as far as the financial position of the city. Total net assets up $15 million. Total debt decreased by $7.1 million. And the wages and net profit taxes increased $2.3 million, or about 6%, which is very nice to see because that's based on the wage base of the city. And so that should be hopefully a continuing increase in the tax base for that. And that represents about almost half of the city's revenue base coming in. Toward the end of the discussion, Mr. DeFebo posed a question to the independent auditors, and I'm paraphrasing here. He said, would you agree that the City of Bowling Green is in better financial position now than about a year ago? Obviously a bit of a leading question, but still, the auditors gave it some thought, as they are prone to do, being financial types. But they did agree that, yes, the city is in better financial position, very, very well funded at this point, and therefore we definitely approved the annual report and would recommend that the Board of Commissioners do the same.
Does anyone have any questions for Mr. McKillop?
Your Honor, as you well know, I sat on that board, and the people that are on it are dedicated, and we were real pleased with the report that we got, and it was a lively session. Everybody has some questions, and that's all I'm going to say because, thank you.
We do want to thank Mr. McKillop and the other members of the committee, Commissioner Denning, Christy Pruitt, Scott Geary, and Tony Whitty. They provide an outside pair of eyes to help us review our financial statements and the information that's presented so that all of us can be comfortable that we're properly accounting for the funds that are taken in by the city. Thank you so much.
Mayor,
Yes,
may
sir.
I just add, Deborah keeps us in line, and there's no question that comes up to where she can't respond to it, and she deserves a pat on the back because I wouldn't have her job for all the money in the world. But she does an excellent job, and you're not going to get no raise. But I thank And I think Commissioner Nash said it a few times back, it is good that we've got a person like her in the position that she's in, and she does a good job at it.
I do want to point out that I think Commissioner Nash is the only one on the commission who was here when they created the position of internal auditor, and we're the only, outside of Lexington and Louisville, we're the only city in Kentucky that has that position, and we appreciate the work that you do. Thanks. Please call the roll.
Denning.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Nash.
Yes.
Waltrip.
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. Municipal Order 2012-220.
Municipal order approving and authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement related to the connection of the city's CAD system between the City of Bowling Green and Western Kentucky University.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Waltrip and second by Nash. Mr. DeFebo.
As the commission knows, the city of Bowling Green is the 911 answering point for all calls within Warren County and uses what is known as the en route computer-aided dispatch to help it do that. Central to the en route system is a piece of technology known as a message switch. It's like a traffic cop in that it allows us to connect to other people who have the same en route software, as well as allows us to access to outside state and federal databases. Over the last 6 months or so, we've been in negotiations with the Sheriff's Department of Western Kentucky, and the Sheriff's Department one will come later, to see how we all can work better together and enhance our service delivery and connectivity. The Sheriff's Department went out and got its own CAD system, and they also need some way to connect to the Link and CIC. One way to do that is by buying its own message switch, which we felt would be redundant because we already have the message switch. It will allow them to use our message switch without us incurring any more costs and create the kind of service that all three agencies need. We feel that that has a value around $60,000 for the county. And why we're doing it is it doesn't cost us anything, and it allows us to enhance our collaboration and interconnectivity with other agencies.
Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Mr. DeFebo, I want to congratulate you and the staff for reaching out and being a good citizen of this community to want to partner with these agencies. That speaks well, I believe, for our city. As our citizens know, and we just heard from the audit committee, our city is in good financial position, so thank you for that. This concerns me because might have been the last meeting or a few meetings ago, we, the city of Bowling Green, are paying Western Kentucky University approximately $45,000 per year for them to compost our leaves. So I am concerned. I'm glad that we're going to cooperate with them. I have no problem with them hooking to this system, but I believe there should be some type of annual fee because it seems like the city of Bowling Green is always charged an annual fee for whatever service it might be. So I do not see that there should be an issue with us charging a fee for them to be connected to this system.
I understand your concern, and I share that to some degree. It's important to realize this CAD system has benefit for us separately from outside this deal because it allows us to connect to an agency during times of emergency. Last month we passed that collaborative agreement where we're going to talk to each other, use the same protocol. This allows us to have instant connectivity to each other. As far as the compost agreement, I know we are charged $45,000, but frankly, one of the reasons we do it because it's cheaper for them to do it for us than for us to do it ourselves. It's up to the commission what it wants to do. We thought we had enough of our own interest in this deal outside of what the benefit the county was going to get to put it this way, and knowing that the commission is always wanting us to take leadership roles and collaborate with our partners, and that's what we did. But I understand your concern.
Yes, sir.
Are there any ongoing maintenance costs that have increased because of this?
According to Doug's memo and my understanding, no. We have our own maintenance switch of the message switch that would be irregardless, it's not a proper word, regardless of our connectivity to the county or Western. The switch is the switch.
Is the county paying any fees or anything?
No.
As part of this?
No, they're buying their own equipment, and all they're using is like one piece of our equipment that would be redundant. We have capacity to serve them, and it didn't seem to make sense to us just to charge for something that we're going to need anyway and have capacity for. So that's why we did that.
Yes, ma'am.
I agree, and I do not think all three agencies should go to the expense of purchasing their own. But I believe people on this commission and the citizens know I'm always looking for ways to bring in revenue to our city. I'm not asking to recoup. It says they're saving $60,000 by connecting to this. I'm not by any means suggesting we charge $60,000. But I do think this is a small way the city can receive some revenue for a service we're going to provide to these agencies and still save them money.
I'll defer to the majority will of the commission. That's not what we put together, but we were just following what we thought was in the best interest of the city and the partners in the region. But you all share the wisdom of the community, so I'll defer to that.
So all the costs pertaining to this combining of the three agencies, if there's any cost at all, and I'm sure it will be, we are going to have to pay it. Am I correct?
No. They will pay for all the costs to connect to us.
No, I'm talking about ongoing maintenance and costs. Past the installation.
This will create no more demand on that switch.
Our fixed costs.
Are the fixed
Our
costs,
fixed
whether
costs.
no matter
We're
what.
bringing
Regardless
this
whether anybody ties into us or not, it's going to cost us the same amount of money.
Melinda is intimating that we should get value for our courtesy, which I understand.
And to keep up with the software for the switch in the future may incur costs, but that would have been costs that we would have had anyway. Because
But
we
once again, we would incur that.
yeah, but we would have had to anyway, whether they connect or not. If there's any software upgrades and that kind of stuff for the same switch, but again, we would have had those costs regardless.
Well, I was going to say, so it's not based on how many users you have?
No, that's my understanding is not. That's what Doug's memo says here.
Our fixed costs will remain the same regardless of who we cooperate with.
That's my understanding, correct.
And to explore the other point that Melinda brought up, composting, which is a separate issue, would cost us more money if we didn't cooperate with the university in having them dispose of our compost.
In
or
my
our
former
our
life,
leaves.
that's a correct statement. In my former life, in a smaller community of about 5,000, we had our own composting capacity because they were into that. And it cost money for a tub grinder and all the environmental stuff and the fields of turning and winnowing the leaves. It was quite an operation. And,
I remember when we did the zero budgeting process, we looked at that very thing, and it was considerably more for us to do our own compost, dispose of our own leaves.
But then it would cost Western more to do this on their own as well, versus.
If Western went out and did their own CAD system, oh, I don't doubt that at all.
yeah, there's no doubt. It would cost them $60,000 more. Yeah, it's up to you all.
Any discussion?
No, I don't. Given that it's not costing the city any additional revenue to be able to provide the service, I don't see an issue with it.
Anyone else?
Well, only to say that I don't disagree with Melinda at all. I know when we went to the radio system and we allowed WKU police to come on and the medical center ambulance or emergency services come on. There were some fees, but again, there were additional costs to us. And we tried to spread the cost into the number of radios that each agency had.
You can table this, and I can go. We can
would
go
you
back
also-
and renegotiate. I'm sorry, Slim.
That's okay. Would you also charge the county, or is it just the university?
Well, they've been a part of it the way I read it before, and we don't pay them for services. It just concerns me if we're going to allow this in goodwill, and I'm all for that, but I want it reciprocated to us. It seems like the city's always keeps getting their bills raised, and we're just supposed to say, that's okay, we're the city, we'll pay it. And I just view this as a way we could get a small amount of revenue into the city budget.
Kevin, was there ever any discussion about them paying anything?
No. Once we discovered there was no negative impact, no matter whether we were standing alone or with partners, it seemed superfluous compared to the benefit we would get of interconnectivity. That was the trade-off.
And not the exact same thing, but a few months ago, and I wish Melissa was here because I can't remember now what we did, but we did something similar with the medical center and the ambulance service as well. We let them hook up to our dispatch system. I forgot exactly what we did, but they were footing the bill for the software, the hardware, and there's no additional cost for us. We didn't charge them anything.
When was this, Gene?
Remember a year ago, maybe?
Oh, okay. I know again, it's been several years when they came, when Medical Center came on, they gave X amount of dollars. I'm thinking it was $90,000 to come onto our radio system. Then we're charged so much per radio, but everybody was, the county, WKU, the city of Bowling Green. That's how we divvied up how to pay for the system and ongoing maintenance. So,
But this was something through the dispatch and not the radios themselves.
But dispatch, wouldn't we have had to have, did we dispatch it, have more employees? Would we incur the employee costs for that?
No.
We didn't.
That's where we draw the line. If you'll see, the next resolution deals with us taking on more personnel experience, which has a natural cost modifier to it because of wages and things. And we negotiated a fee for that service. Before, we used to give it away free. So we're 27 to the good in terms of fair cost sharing, I guess, if that's the philosophy.
Could this be something that we look at as we go into next year and try to establish some type of policy?
Well, 911 obviously is an issue because the cost of the program is more than what we receive. We essentially subsidize that program a good bit of money. You guys know that, I believe.
Well, with the amount of landlines
decreasing and the amount of revenues decreasing, we need to rethink how we're going to do that. We just thought on its merit, since it didn't cost us anything, and you guys were all into, we talked about yesterday, being a team and moving the region forward, so we thought it was consistent with that philosophy.
Well, I'm
Go
sorry.
right ahead.
Let's suppose somebody else wants to come on and get in the system. What will we do then?
Well, we would have to look at it and see if whether or not you've reached a tipping point. With these two, I'm told that we haven't reached the tipping point. Both Melissa and Doug have made the judgment, we have not. I don't know what the next tipping point would be. I don't know if we could add another one. I don't know. And there would have to be mutual benefit for us. Let's face it, we have 27,000 kids, students at WKU that in our community. It's important for us to have collaboration with the university and to be there and they with us during times of emergency. That's what we were thinking, what was driving our mind.
That was going to be my question. What is the benefit to the city there indicated?
My understanding, we support this request to enhance service delivery. They'll be able to share data between us and the university via the switch. Doug, in his second period, the message switch allows inter-CAD communications. Since they went out and bought their own en-route CAD system, it incurred the capital cost. We can use the switch to discuss and talk to them and share data with them according to this memo.
So that, y'all, the police officers, but I was under the impression this also gives them access to NCIC information, or maybe if, if they have that information in hand, they won't let somebody maybe walk away if they didn't realize there's something else on. I mean, you all know that system more than I do, but I think part of this is that gives them access to NCIC information.
When you say CAD data, we're not talking about past records, we're talking about the data regarding the information you get with regard to license plates and warrants and warrants.
Mayor, I don't know enough to answer you adequately.
I think it did. I think there's some mention about being able to access some of the previous year's history on people.
It can interface
I think
with
15 years,
Yeah.
is if I remember my reading.
Why don't we table this, and then we'll come back next month with more, better answers, if you would like.
Up to the board.
I respect Commissioner Hill's position on this, but I don't see a need to table it. I understand we want to create more revenue for the city, and I understand that sometimes people believe that the city has the deepest pockets, and therefore we can pay for whatever needs to be done. But I also believe that in times of emergencies, it seems like it's often cited the inability of public safety to communicate with one another in an effort to maintain safety for everybody involved. And $60,000 is a lot of money. Let me be clear, it's more money than I make, considerably more money than I make. So I'm not shaking a stick at $60,000. $60,000 compared to the inability of law enforcement agencies to communicate with each other in the event of a crisis seems minimal to me.
I want to answer you correctly. I was impressed by our chief and by Melissa, the communications expert, that this had mutual benefit. If you would like to hear from those people directly, I have no problem with tabling this for another month so we could have all the relevant experts here to answer the more specific questions.
Well, Mayor,
Yes, sir.
Melinda's point is well taken, and as many know, based on my concerns in the past, it's nothing like everybody paying their fair share. And especially Western. Let's tell it like it is, especially Western.
Mayor,
Yes,
can I
sir.
suggest something? I was just able to use modern technology to communicate with our chief, who had a family thing come up and was planning to be here but couldn't, but said he could be here in 15 minutes. Why don't we just hold this to the end of the meeting?
This is the end of the meeting.
This
These
is
are
the
last
end
two
of the
items.
We can talk about something else if you like, or
We could take a recess and come back if that's the
what's
will of the board.
Is there a push on it? It has to be. Does it have to be done
no,
tonight?
it does not have to be done. I respect everybody. We thought this was, on its face, a good deal.
I'll vote to table. I'm with Melinda.
I have a motion to table from Mr. Denning,
Second.
second from Ms. Hill. There is no discussion on a move to table, so please call the roll on the motion to table this till the next meeting.
Yes, sir.
Denning,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Nash,
No.
Waltrip,
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. And the next item is essentially the same thing, but is it
But it
different?
has one nuance to it.
All right,
There's
well,
two
let's-
parts. There's two agreements.
All right,
The
let's
first
get-
part is the same as Western. We are essentially sharing our message switch.
Well, you want to read it?
You want me to
I'm
put it
sorry.
on the floor?
I'm
Municipal
sorry.
Order 2012-221.
Municipal order approving and authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement related to the connection of the city's CAD system and an agreement for the continuation of Warren County Volunteer Fire Department dispatching service by the City of Bowling Green, both agreements being between the City of Bowling Green and Warren County.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Waltrip and second by Nash. Now, Mr. Pepper.
Sorry, Mayor. This agreement is similar to the one with Western. except in this case there's two parts. The second part involves us developing a contract with Warren County to provide a fee-for-service agreement to dispatch the volunteer firemen in the county. If you remember, about 2 years ago, Doug presented to us during the budget process the need for us to discontinue providing free services for dispatching of county fire. That was about 2 years ago. For last year, we've been working with the county as they work through their process, examining the various alternatives. That process distilled to them negotiating with us and realizing that $27,000 is a pretty good price and a fair price for both parties for us to provide fee-for-service dispatching for Warren County. So that's the second part of the agreement. We put them together because we thought, again, that this was something that you all wanted in terms of us working with the county and other partners. But I guess we can unbundle them and table it again and do it in 2 resolutions next time. Or is it possible to unbundle it now?
Well, they can amend and approve one and table the other.
Approve, I'm sorry. Say that
Yeah, I
again.
assume you can also come in and, if you wanted to amend this one, to go ahead and approve part of it and then table the other, or do that, or just table the whole thing and bring everything back at one time.
Probably just table the whole thing if we're going to table it.
Yeah, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
That was going to be my suggestion. If we tabled the one before, let's table this one here. That way all the facts can come back to us, whatever they are, and then we can make a decision on the total package. It's no use in tabling one and not tabling the other.
I understand. Well, I will take that as a motion to table then from Mr. Denning. I need a second.
Second.
Second from Hill. There's no discussion on the vote to table, so please call the roll.
Denning.
Yes?
Hill.
Yes.
Nash.
No.
Waltrip.
Yes.
Wilkerson.
Yes. So we've tabled the last 2 items, and it'll appear on December 18th's agenda to answer the rest of our questions. Did I miss anything? We've covered everything on the agenda. And our next scheduled meeting is December 18th. We'll close this meeting. Yes, thank you.